Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. So for today's video, well, you already know what we're going to talk about. So it is going to be a little bit of a hot take, and I'm just trying to figure out whether is the game going in a more free-to-play friendly route or is it going to be more pay-to-win, because that really matters in terms of the community, right? As long as the game is free-to-play friendly, it is going to benefit the community a lot more than just the paid players, right? So it's very important for us to figure out how many summoning currency we're going to get every single month, which will then give us an idea of how free-to-play the game is. So in order to start off this video and this discussion, we first need to understand how we can obtain Espers, and I'm just going to go through this really quickly, right? So as you can see over here, there is this Gaia's event over here, but the thing is, this is only a one-time event. So this will never happen for the Go Records banner ever again. In other words, this is just going to have 100 PT, and that is all. That is all there is to it. You will still get the banner Esper within the banner itself, but there will be no rate up at all. So that kind of sucks in terms of like free-to-play saving, because last time people can save 450 summons if they're hardcore enough, right? If they're try-hard enough, but that's not going to be the case anymore. So now, in order for you to PT, you need to save a different currency, which is not Go Records. It's going to be your SSMs, which is your Super Sound Matrices. So previously, in order for you to save up enough currency for 450 summons, it will take you about 3 months, about three months plus, okay, if you're really doing everything right. So let's figure out how long it would take for us to then PT a guaranteed Esper over here. But obviously, that's not all the discussion, because now we are talking about a currency that is highly limited, highly event-based limited, or like rather weekly limited, right? As opposed to something that was previously you could just get it just based on crystals. You can buy it from most stuff from the shop. You can even buy it from crystal purchasers, so to speak, right? So now that the SSMs are a little bit more limited, let's take a look at how many we can hope to obtain every single month. So we're going to start off with the Infinite Miracle, aka the Temporal Tower. So I'm not going to talk about stuff that are one-time clear events. So for example, like the story or like the Spatial Tower, I don't really care about those, right? So what you can see over here is every 5 floors, there will be 4 drops of SSM, and each of these drop 5 pieces of the SSM pieces here. So after 50 entire floors, we would have a grand total of 200 SSMs, which would then be translated into 4 SSM summons every single month. That is not a lot, right? It's just 4. And over here, you can see that the rewards that we get every single month, they do not drop SSMs as well. I'm not sure why the boss floors still continue to drop Go Records. I do feel like this should be changed up a little bit, but I don't want to suggest anything for this video. So you can get 4 SSMs, and yes, I'm going to call it SSMs and not SSM pieces or whatever. I'm just going to call it 4 SSMs from the Temporal Tower every single month. And we are not able to get any from the Cube Miracle. We are not able to get any from the Ritual Miracle, the Sonic Miracle, and the Dislyte Lens as well. So it's just only for the Temporal Tower. That's about it. And as for the expeditions, there is no way in hell that we're going to get any of those as well. So all that we are left with is just a few locations. So number 1, there is going to be the shop. And I've talked about this before, so I don't remember what the numbers are precisely, but I know you get about 4 per week. So I think it's going to be 2 from Tournament Shop, 1 from the Cube Shop per week, and 1 from the Club Shop. I could be wrong, I could get the numbers completely wrong, but I do know that you get 2 of this per reset, but it resets every 14 days, so that's why it's 1 per week. And then we are going to move on to bounties. I have yet to see one drop from the bounties, even though some people have already seen it from the bounties. I do know that it's extremely rare, but it is still possible to find it. But from the past, I don't know, two or so weeks, I have not even obtained a single copy. So I'm just going to assume that you can get about 1 per month on average. You're not going to be able to get any from the DJ contest, you're not going to be able to get any from the War Room as well, and you're definitely not going to get any from the Point War or the Arena. So all that you're really left with is some of the event stuff. So let's start off with one of the possibly recurring events, which is going to be the warm-up match. So I think in the shop, I believe they sell 2 copies of this. I don't really recall whether I made any purchases, but I do believe that they do sell 2 copies of this. And I do believe that this event will be a little bit more regular in the future, right? And then for the event here as well, which happens about once every 1.5 months or something, right? So once every 1.5 months, you're going to be able to get, I think there were 2 copies here and 3 here, which is 5. So on average, every single month, you should hope to get about at least 3 SSMs, right? From the event shop itself. So in total, we get 4 from the Temporal Tower, we get 16 from the shops, and we get 2 from the warm-up event, and we get about 3 from the main event itself. So that is in total 25 thus far. So it's kind of similar to whatever the developers has mentioned, where we are supposed to get about 30 per month, even though right now we are only seeing somewhere around 25 per month. But as you can see over here, I have somehow managed to spin 30 times, and it's probably because they did give us some of the free currencies as well, right? Some of the Apollo Gem currencies, so to speak. So I do believe that we are going to get about 30 per month. So going by those numbers, we should on average expect to PT any Esper every 4.5 months. Because the first time you get a legendary, you only have 50% chance of getting the banner Esper, but on the 160th summon, that's when you guarantee the banner Esper. So it's always a good idea to save up until you can get 160 at once. So some people might be quick to assume that just because this takes us 4.5 months to save on average for one banner Esper, this would be automatically worse than what you would expect previously, which is saving about 3+ months just to get the banner Esper, right? You're not wrong in thinking from that perspective if you're really trying to chase all the banner Espers, but the truth is, most players will never even save 450 summons just to get the banner Esper back then. It doesn't even make sense in most cases because this is a gacha game, we just want to summon and that's about it. Well, the difference here is that you can summon however often you want. Like me, I've already done some summons and I do not regret it at all because the summons actually continue, right? The PT continues till the next banner and the next banner and the next banner. So there is nothing stopping you from summoning. You can just keep on summoning and you will eventually hit the 80 PT counter where you will have a 50% chance of getting the banner Esper, so on and so forth. And at the same time, do not forget that we still have the Gold Records banner existing. And as far as I'm aware, nothing changed in terms of Gold Record drops, which means that your drops are still going to be as much as before. So you're still going to be able to afford 450 free Gold Records every 3 months plus. So basically every single month you're going to get at least 100 Gold Records, and that is still going to be free summons for you on top of whatever that you can expect free to play from the Super Senses banner over here. So all in all, what I see happening here is they're going to give us a lot more summons. It's just that most of these summons are not going to afford us the banner Esper that easily. So trying to PT for a banner Esper is going to be a means of saving your SSMs like crazy. That or spending money on specific SSM packs, because as of now, there is no way that you can get more than whatever SSMs that is available in packs or in events and all that. You cannot spam for SSMs basically because you cannot buy it with Nexus crystals. So all in all, I do feel like SSM in the long run is still going to be more free-to-play friendly as a mechanic. Yes, it does confuse the system a little bit because now you have 2 different currencies that you can summon from, which is mind-blowingly difficult for me to even comprehend why they have decided to go for this. But with that said, I do feel like all in all, in terms of the number of summons that we have, it has been drastically increased. So basically right now, every single month, we are looking at an additional 30 more free summons, right? And those free summons are going to come in the form of Super Senses. It's not going to take away from the fact that we are still going to summon with our Gold Records. And the thing is, not everyone has all the Espers. So the Gold Records are likely to give you an Esper that you may not have. And as they continue to churn out more new legendary Espers, that's when the pool gets more and more diluted and you're less likely to hit a dupe that often in the future. And obviously another thing that I should say before I end off the video is that this SSM banner has a limited pool of legendary Espers for you to get. Which means that if you do not have some of these legendary Espers, it might make more sense for you to start summoning within the banner itself. And yes, I do know that the legendary drop rate is a lot lower at 0.5% here, but that's because they're trying to make up for the fact that the PT counter is actually a lot smaller, which is 80 summons. So with that said, the SSM banner is definitely going to be a lot better if you do not have some of these Espers. So like for me, I do not have a Raven, I don't have a Sally. This banner is actually looking quite juicy for me, but the thing is I did get a Gaia, so I'm not gonna like go crazy and try to PT him or something like that, right? It doesn't make sense for me right now. But probably in the future where there's gonna be the new banner Esper and there's gonna be some brand new Espers like maybe an Unas for me and all that, I might even consider dropping enough summons to even try my hand at getting the PT. So all in all, I do feel like Dislyte is currently a lot more free-to-play friendly than it were a month ago or maybe even 3 weeks ago. And I feel like people really need to understand that this is the case moving forward and that they have to get their mind out of the gutter right now that the game is not free-to-play friendly and all that. The idea that the game gives us very little summons is completely disproven long ago. So even during the global release period, I've already come up with the mathematics for you that you can obtain at least 100 summons for free, basically. And in my summon showcases, I've continuously proven that to be true as well, so there is that. Anyway, leave a comment down below how you feel about the SSM and what are your thoughts about it. Obviously, these are just my opinions. You may disagree with me, that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, I hope that we can just come to a conclusion, that we can just move forward and not be still spending too much time talking about the summons. I just want to move on from this altogether. I just want to play the game basically. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Daddy Free to Play, and so I will see you in the next video.